Let's see, let me start it again.
The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. What do you think, Uncle Scotty? Are you ready to do this?
Well, are you going to be able to read that right
Yeah.
in front of you? I get criticized all the time, so you had that one coming. All right, go ahead.
Here we
Good
are.
afternoon, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane Schneider, and we are your wartime TV host. And we welcome you to the Wednesday, April 8th edition of the all-new Kenosha Today Wednesday afternoon daily update.
Weekly update.
Weekly. Oh, we change it back?
No, it always was. Or no,
Oh, I thought we were
since
the daily
last week.
update. Oh, okay.
No, we took daily because we're not doing it every day.
Oh, okay. All right, I got to change my notes. Anyway, thanks to my Navy commander, Elmo here. Thank you for your leadership.
I didn't get fired yet.
We're going to talk about that guy. He got fired, made an apology, and then resigned.
Yep.
Again, we are coming to you live and local this afternoon from the Barter Manor studio, which we will be calling home for at least until another couple of weeks, April 24th. Apparently, we have been considered essential people, as declared by non-essential people. We are streaming live across the here in the Barter Kenosha City weather deck on Barter Manor. The clouds are starting to come in. We expect rain here in a couple hours. And we are streaming not only to the people in the Midwest, but all across the planet. And
Even to the moon.
to the moon. Oh, they've seen this. They don't want us. Beam it back, Scotty.
It was a super moon last night.
Oh.
So.
Well, you would know about that, right? At any rate, we are brought to you this afternoon by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with Union Park Tavern and a host of other very fine local businesses. One of the items that we think we've got worked out is our phone number. We're not going to take any calls this afternoon because we just got too much stuff to talk about.
And this is being taped. We're not live here
yeah,
today.
we are.
So.
I don't know if it ever
Well, we're live right now, but we won't be able to see this up on
it's
YouTube.
live as far as you're out there in TV land. Elmo and myself stay committed to the Kenosha area. We'll continue to broadcast live and local, bringing you the most up-to-date news, weather, and sports and entertainment. And if you watch a replay of this nonsense, you don't have to wait for a specific date. As we said, just go to YouTube, Kenosha Today website, KenoshaToday.com, and have at it. And everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our fans who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation and liked us on Facebook. It is, just checking, 61 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation. Stock market is up, as we're taping here, up 489. Now, yesterday it was up.
Bernie calls it quits and the stock market takes off.
And so from the pandemic briefing room, Lockdown Wednesday starts right now. Well, Elmo, another slow news day. News week, not much going on here. This was the headline in the Kenosha News yesterday. Evers files to postpone election. Well, when you have a deadline of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he did this probably about 9 or 10 in the morning.
I think he did that on Friday.
Well, you didn't get here until then. And then by making the 5 o'clock...
It had already been reversed.
It had already been reversed by the Supreme Court. So, I'm glad that the governor didn't wait till the last minute to do this. I mean, hope he doesn't use that same thing when he decides to take an emergency trip to China. Now, what do you think? Is this... some cities had to wait in Wisconsin. Some people had to wait 3 hours.
Only in Milwaukee.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep. Because instead of having 180 polling places, the fine Mayor Barrett up there had 5 open. 5 polling places. That was it.
Well,
done on purpose because he wanted I think he's afraid he's going to get beat by Lena Taylor up there. So it was.
Oh, that, you know what? Now the election results won't be known until next Monday at 4:30.
That's plenty of time to change those ballots. Throw them out, put them through a shredder, set them on fire, do anything like that.
You know, there was plenty, ample time for somebody to go get an absentee ballot.
Yeah.
Now people are complaining, well,
Milwaukee-
I didn't get it.
Yeah, Milwaukee started 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You could have done it. Early voting started 6 weeks ago in Milwaukee.
So if you wanted to stand in the rain in some places, wait for 3 hours, go have at it.
Yeah, I guess the only other city was Green Bay, but those were the two. The city clerks were the biggest ones. Oh no, we can't do this. We can't do and they even sent the National Guard out to help in the polls. And well, we didn't know about that.
Well, so not only did the Wisconsin Supreme Court overturn the regular,
The federal
Supreme Court,
Yep.
basically said the same thing, right?
You can't change the rules for an election. Like I said, it's got to be weeks before to be able to do that.
And I've heard
tons of case law on that.
in
So
November somebody wants to have a mail-in. That's going to be a nightmare. You talk about cheating. If you mail in ballot, that's, you know what? You vote either by absentee or you go, and that's the way.
well, they have video of people in Milwaukee going last night after the polls were closed, and they were letting them in to vote anyway.
See.
They said, well, you got to be in line. Well, the one guy set him up. He says, I went there at 8:30, and they let me in to vote.
One of the good things, though, was when you went in to vote, they gave you hand sanitizers. And had you voted for Bernie Sanders, they gave you kerosene. Wash your hands with kerosene. So now, again, the results aren't going to be known. The earliest, you can't announce the results before 4:30 next Monday on the 13th. Well, this is going to create a whole new, I don't know if they'll ever have this done on that date. But now, Elmo, what's your opinion on how do you think this is going to affect the November election? I mean, we're going to vote just by absentee or vote in person, but do you think this is going to favor the Republicans or favor the Democrats?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big backlash, at least here in Wisconsin and in other
Against
places.
the Republicans?
No, against the Democrats
Oh.
for all this. There's still a whole bunch of stuff coming out that they put in that, emergency funding bill and stuff that, it's going to end up in the courts and get, the stuff will get thrown out. And,
Well, you know what? This is it's going to be very interesting. Gives guys like us something to talk about,
Yep.
other than the virus. But now, again, the question I asked you, and I didn't quite understand it. I knew there was a logical reason. Why, if Bernie decides to bow out today, this morning, why not do it on Monday? And that was because.
well, we're speculating that it was to drive Democrat turnout to, whether you're voting for Biden or for Bernie, you're going to vote for Jill Karofsky for the Supreme Court seat. So
Yeah.
I think it was all a ruse to try to get her numbers up.
Well, it's equal a number of people that liked it. It seems like an equal number of people were against it. So I guess we go to November and see how that shakes out. Now that Biden is going to be their heir apparent, I guess I can't imagine unless they come up with somebody else in a brokered convention and they oust him. Two questions. Why do they even need the Democrat? I mean, just so they can drink booze till 4 in the morning?
That's right.
Okay.
They still have to go through the formal nominating procedure and all of that. So,
But can they do that from afar? Or do they actually have to be there?
I don't know.
How are they going to do that? What do you think, Biden, who do you think VP choice is going to be? Because that's going to be speculation.
oh, I have no idea.
I've heard the lady governor from Michigan. And
She's
Well,
already,
I'm just saying, that's what I've heard.
proven she's a nitwit. So
okay. So it doesn't have your vote, right? Anyway.
no, she was the one that they had that what's that drug that they can use for the coronavirus now?
They're
That
supposed to treat malaria and not.
yeah. That she banned it because Trump said it was in favor of it. She said no, she banned it in Michigan, and then people started screaming at her and said, "What the heck?
Well, she's a Democrat, so
yeah,
I mean-
you're killing us off just because you don't like it."
Well, Trump
oh
said-
no, okay, we'll get that in here.
Trump
yeah,
says
okay.
the sun's coming up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The Democrats are saying it's going down. And there's this picture of this gal in the out in Wilmot. It looks like she's got a garbage bag on her, and this is a little bit over the top. And then she's got a plastic thing over her head, and Jesus, I mean, it's It is what it is.
Yeah, usually with the bag over the heads, when they take it, the mob takes it to the abandoned warehouse, pulls one down over your head, and wraps it around your neck with duct tape.
Forget the virus. And of course, Kenosha County's Director of Health, Jen Freiheit, she's in the news with her picture and encouraging people to wear their mask, and especially if you go to a grocery store. And I got something. I don't go that often, but if I go, I'm gonna wear one because I suppose.
Where are we supposed to get them? That's what I
You're supposed to make them. You're supposed to make them.
Oh, okay.
You go on the internet. They got all kinds of ways to make them. They're not available to buy. I went on Amazon.
Yeah, I know. I
You
thought
can't
they
get 'em,
were.
so-
Yeah.
And so anyway, this again, I told you on Saturday, this is all of these stockpiling and things, all of this demand for everything. My 100,000 condoms are still on back order. And
Condoms.
and no wonder gals have been social distancing with me since 2004. But then there's I don't know what you think about this. Kenosha County Supervisor Terry Rose is appealing to the governor. I thought it was kind of a deal to consider a pilot COVID-19 testing plan and use some of the things that Abbott Labs has available and use it as a pilot program. And I thought that might be kind of a
Yeah, why not?
good idea. And you know, Abbott Labs is the biggest employer of Kenosha County. We have 6,000 people.
Are they
work for
still?
Abbott and AbbVie, yeah. Well, that was at the last count, but now you got Amazon and Uline here. But
I thought,
they used to be.
I thought it was about 1,600, not 6,000.
Oh no, I recall 6,000 because we had everybody commutes, and so now as we before we came on the air here, the peak is supposed to be this weekend before things are supposedly supposed to level off. And you know, I see a lot of people walking around the neighborhood the last couple of days. The weather's been good,
Yep.
but I see them now walking in the park. And here's somebody had a good point. Last time when I was in Walmart, they put these skids with stuff right in the middle of the aisle, and they are forcing
People to go around, right?
So now you have to go in and like the Walmart here in Kenosha can only allow so many in at a time, and I don't know what the count is, but then when somebody leaves, then you go in. So, you know,
What is it? It's one person for every 100 square
or
feet.
something,
Yeah.
So, at any rate, last count here in Wisconsin, 84 people have died, and more than those tested positive, more than a quarter of, or 668 have been hospitalized. But they failed to tell us, well, it's in here somewhere, how many actually are surviving all of this.
I just heard the recovery rate is actually about 98%.
Right. And those that we talked before that are passing away are all in the late over 70 and 80 that all have some kind of
Pre-existing
other related
conditions, right.
pre-existing conditions.
But the whole thing is, it's like I mentioned before, we got on the air, I said that the woman with the scarf on there admitted Friday that no matter what you die of, if you test positive for that on your death certificate, it's going to be listed as a virus. You know, your wife could come along and crack you over the head with a frying pan and kill you, but if you had the virus, that's what they would blame it
See,
on.
you and I don't have that problem. We might have at one time, but the virus was so well. But you know, they're testing 3,600 people a day. Now, the question should be, let's say this all levels out and declines. We should continue to get test kits, and everybody should eventually get tested.
Yeah, they will,
right?
but
So
well, and the latter, you talk about the models. The last model they came out with, they're estimating the total number of deaths in the United States from this at 40,000, which is about the same as an average flu year.
yeah, about 36.
So
yeah.
why are we shutting down the economy?
Well, that's a good point. That's left up.
You know, you can either die from this or starve in 6 months from now. Which would you rather do?
Yeah. Now, Dr. you're talking about the doctor, the scarf lady. Dr.
The scarf lady, yeah, what's her-
Dale Evans wannabe.
Yep.
But the other guy that I kind of like him, Dr. Fauci. How do you pronounce his name? He claims that we will never be back to normal. And Elmo, this is perfect for us because we were never normal.
I
in the
know, it
first
don't
place.
bother me at all, but-
This might be a step up for us, and you know, maybe when we get done, we should call for a national day of prayer and vodka, just to kill it off.
These guys, they're the doomsayers. Everything is worst case scenario and doom and gloom. And they originally said 2.2 million people are going to die in the United States. Now they're down to 40
Yeah.
40,000. That's a 95% cut.
We are your worst case scenarios, and we are not doom and gloom, probably because
They're the only people that get to change their predictions every day and never get
it's like
caught
the
on it.
weatherman. I think it's gonna
Okay.
rain. No, it's not.
No, it ain't gonna rain. So, hey, you get a chance to do it, you go to your bookie. I put $5,000 down on the Packers and they lost. I want to change my bet.
Yeah.
You think that's gonna happen?
That's just plain stupid. This was a rumor. I was watching this press conference the other day, and some reporter, he asked Mayor de Blasio from New York if it was true that they had plans to start burying people because of the everybody dying in New York. Started using a Central Park as a burial ground, and of course that's not true. It was started by some councilman.
Oh yeah, well that idiot. So they're
Yeah.
going to have to start digging trenches and throwing the bodies in trenches in Central Park. And oh my God, what an idiot!
Well, you know what? There might be something to this, Elmo, because I think Kenosha should have a plan. And here's my proposal: you take 22nd Avenue in the Uptown area between 60th and 63rd, where all the bodies are laying anyway. You just stack them all up. So, and I think we can probably get a grant money for that business. So. What's this? Oh, the $1,200 relief checks. Seems it changes every day. Now, the IRS was supposed to put a new portal on their website so that in case you didn't have a routing number and an account number, you could go in and put it there in case you normally had to pay. Well, they haven't worked that out. So for people that normally had to pay at the end of the year, you're going to get a paper check, and it's probably not going to come till May or June. However, once they get this thing up and you can go into their site and put your routing number, hopefully you can get on that system for direct deposit. Otherwise, don't count on getting your...
Let's hope you never owe no money because they'll go right into your bank account and suck that money out without telling you.
Well, you know, I had
that. I know somebody that happened to.
I do too. I had a client that owed them about $1,000, thought she was getting about $1,200 back. Well, from previous year, from 2 years, they took that first. And
Yep.
she still owes, and then this is going to come out, the first 188 is going to come out of the stimulus check. But it's, what do you think? You're a computer guy here. What do you think about the scammers, the possibilities? I think guys in Russia and China that
yeah.
direct deposit. Let's have at it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, here's my account number.
Yeah.
How come it's in Mongolia?
Jeez. You know, you got $2 trillion at stake. And I've had cases, I read where 5 million people in this country got bilked out of $50 million by hackers last year alone. And what they would do is they'd not only take your refund, they'd take everything that you got.
Yeah,
So
they get your bank account information.
$2 trillion. Man, it's a lot of money at stake, and I hope these guys know what they're doing. This is unlike anything else that has gone out. And I don't know and they're going to do this apparently. I don't know what system they're using and who's going to get what at what time, but they're supposed to start on Monday issuing the first wave of checks. And I think they're going to go by 10 million at a time or 10, I don't know. So check and you should be able to go online once this is figured out. And just like, where's my refund? Go on there, put your social security number in, and put in, I'm guessing, how much you got coming, and it should tell you when it's going to hit your bank. If it's going to hit your bank.
You know, this whole thing is being controlled by some guy in his mom's basement someplace on an old machine running Windows XP.
And you're worried about telling people we're taping this? Come on. This is live stuff. But during the pandemic, mortgage forbearance, in fact, a lot of places, you should call your mortgage company, and I think they're going to give you about a 60 or 90 day, just kind of an extension. It's not a forgiveness. You still have to pay it and just extend the loan probably another 90 days. I know on my lease vehicle, they're giving me an extra 60 days, just to extend the lease to help everybody through. And if you were also that's under the CARES Act, which also includes the all of the grant money through the Small Business Administration. And you can take and apply for $10,000. It's very simple. I did one this morning, three pages. And it gets reviewed, and away you go. And if you spend this $10,000 on certain things, the whole loan and the interest will be forgiven. And some of the things would be on mortgage interest, first mortgage interest, primarily employees and some other things, and you're going to have to prove that. But because of there's only 359 billion initially offered. The computers crashed on Monday.
Like I said, guy in the basement running on an old computer running Windows XP. He's in charge of this whole thing.
And that's what it seems like. Again, our computer system and our internet was just never set up for this. So you have to, I guess, stay with it here. What do we have here? This is 368,000, and this was only a day ago, have been diagnosed with the disease. So we got a long way to go and to get through this, but and I hope they have enough ventilators and whatever else they need.
Oh yeah, they've now found. Oh yeah, no, we got plenty of ventilators.
Yeah, they got them stockpiled someplace. Remember we talked about this? They said, well, where do I send them?
What's a Cuomo? It comes. Oh, we need 40,000 of them, and all come. Well, I guess it ain't that bad. No, I guess we're not. We got enough. They just go shoot their mouth off without knowing anything about what they're talking about, and then they get put on television.
This brother is in not good shape. They showed a picture on the internet of his lungs, and you know who else isn't good? The Prime Minister of Great Britain.
Yeah,
he's in intensive care for two.
Well, I heard that was more precautionary than anything because he was way under whatever
really?
limit to what they would normally admit him to intensive
So just
care.
because the guy's the Prime Minister, they cater to him and give him all of this? Come on. And of course, the head of the CDC downplays and says, like you said, the models are going to be much lower than originally were projected, and
They go down every day.
yeah, social distancing is working, and one of the big news last week when the Secretary of the Navy fired this captain from the aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt, because and then he calls them. He says, "You're too naive or too stupid to command a ship." And as he's leaving the ship, there was 120 some guys that are in quarantine, and he was trying to help the rest of his 5,000 Navy guys, and so they gave him a clap and an applause. So at first he was going to be fired, and then they said he was going to be reassigned. Well, on Monday, the guy's name is what's the secretary's name here? Motley, Thomas Motley. He issued an apology, and he said, "Well, recent comments, I believe the opposite. He's smart and passionate, but what the captain did, he went outside the chain of command. And in the military, you don't do that. Well, he did just to bring attention, and I think he gave this stuff to the New York Times." And if you're the Secretary of the Navy and all of a sudden you see an article about one of your commanders on a ship that's that size, that's not good. Well, all of a sudden, I don't know, Elmo, you tell me, politics or BS, the Secretary of the Navy yesterday resigns.
Yep.
So, I mean, I was shocked with that. I didn't see that coming, but somebody must have got pressure.
Yep, I'm sure. You want to resign now or be fired? That's take your pick.
He was only the acting
Yeah.
Secretary of the Navy, and I'm not sure why he was only the acting. So he was just acting.
Yep.
What's this? Oh, the Army. This is what upset me. The Army's now holding off sending new recruits to basic training. And I'm thinking, where were these guys in 1970 when I got drafted?
Yep.
They couldn't.
It's the kindler, gentler army.
They couldn't get us. They couldn't get us to get a physical and go through basic training to get our asses killed over in Vietnam fast enough.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, well, I believe this. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring a comparison to that. And then golf courses in the city of Fresno. They're claiming them non-essential, and the gates are closed. But outside the limits of Fresno, a golfer's got a stroke of luck. The county decided not to close the parks, and you can go golfing. So I think at some point in time here in Kenosha, we really should reevaluate.
That's really stupid.
And let's open the golf courses. And yeah, you have your kiosk and your one cart, and you got the way we play golf. I mean, everybody's all over the course. You never come in contact with anybody. And the county's got to start raising some money, or we're going to be so far down in debt for the debts that we have on the golf course because of the improvements that they've made over the years. But now this brings another point. there's private golf courses that have said, we're staying open. You know, and I think that's what's happened where they have the Masters. I got it here.
So Augusta?
Augusta. Well, they canceled the women's golf tournament, but they rescheduled the men's Masters till late August or September, and they're going, how can you
They
do
don't
that?
have a women's tournament that plays at Augusta, I can tell you that.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh, no. There's only 2 women there. They won't let anybody else on that golf course. Don't you remember the big stink about that?
Yeah. Here, I do have it.
Hootie Johnson?
Mistreating in Augusta has been tradition live. Mistreating and ignoring women golfers. The Augusta National Women's Amateur is being outright canceled. No makeup dates, no wait and see, but they are accommodating the men's Masters. So, and I guess the question is, they're saying we're a private club, we can do whatever we want.
That's right.
Yeah, who was the? This was founded Augusta was founded in 1932. It's a for-profit golf club. They have around 300 members, and has invited just 6 women to be members in its 88 history.
Yep.
Who was it? You just mentioned somebody, and I remember this back in 2012. I think.
Well, traditionally, they always have, I want to say, the Secretary of State, the CEO of IBM, and the CEO of Coke were the ones that I remember. And at one time, all 3 of them were women. Well, Condoleezza Rice, she's still a member.
Yeah. Jeez, when you got a black female.
No, she's a good golfer, and
she is.
She's very good. I like her, but and I can't. The other women are, the head of IBM and the head of Coca-Cola, which is headquartered in Atlanta, right there. So that's why they have them there. But
there was another nice story in India. They have this statue. You
didn't try to buy that, did you?
It's valued at they tried to sell it for $4 billion. And it's the thing is bigger, twice as big as the Statue of Liberty. It's called the Statue of Unity. It's twice the height of New York Statue of Liberty. And somebody tried to bail this out or put it on eBay or something like that for $4 billion. And, in a related story, almost 2 guys on a live stream tried to sell the statue of Columbus down here on Earth, trying to sell it as a Burger King statue.
Yeah.
Got to bring those guys to justice. So that was that. And this another cute story. The mayor of Alton, Illinois, a guy named Brant Walker, his wife gets arrested a couple days ago over the weekend. She's attending in a bar that's supposed to be closed, and she gets charged with reckless conduct and a Class A misdemeanor after being in a bar with several people in defiance of the order banning social gatherings. What I like about this, the mayor, Mr. Walker, told police not to show leniency. There's a marriage on solid ground.
Put her in the slammer.
And today, Major League Baseball saying that they are considering a number of contingency plans, moving all the teams to Arizona.
No, they put the kibosh on that today.
Did?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, are you kidding me? People are dying, and you want to play a lousy baseball game? They did put a kibosh on it?
Yeah. They're backing off on the whole thing.
Well, the players' union, I don't think we're ever going to go for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And, here you're playing. So how are you going to pay all these people with no fans? And nobody buying $12 cans of
television.
Beer? Oh, that's right.
That's where most of their money is television.
I forgot about that.
They ain't making it off the people in the stands, I can tell you that. At least not.
Well, why don't they just wait? They don't even, if they can start in May, and just have a shortened season. Just start from there. And I think pro basketball just about kaputski. I don't think, there was some talk if they were going to start the playoffs now, but, I don't think anybody's going to.
Well, they still, what did I hear? There would still be like 11 days left in the regular season, right?
Yeah,
for basketball, pro basketball.
Nobody cares. But on the good side of this, here's my feeling going back to the baseball thing, Elmo. When they bring back nude women's volleyball, there's something we can get behind, so to speak. Well, everybody's paying a price, and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, and her future to be A-Rod are in a holding pattern. They were supposed to be getting married in a couple months, and they put that off. And holding pattern. I'd be holding with her. She's 50 years old.
Yeah.
God. And
see her dance at the Super Bowl? Yep.
She's A-Rod's probably only about 40, I'm thinking.
Yep.
So African Americans are 6 times more likely than whites to die. And I don't know, I've heard this on various news accounts, and I don't understand why that is, but...
General health pre-existing conditions. That's
Oh.
it. They're more subject to diabetes and obesity was the other one, and heart disease. So they're really not dying of that. Again, they're cooking the books on that, but they have, the pre-existing conditions.
Well, we'll finish it off with, we're 26 minutes after 2 here in the Kenosha Today Nation. We'll figure it out with some weather, and then we'll be back Saturday, huh? We think. Kenosha Today's Radar Weather is sponsored by Capo Web Design, which is a locally owned web design development business here in Kenosha, specializing in website design, development, maintenance, and site services and support. Who Actually Design is currently developing our site, KenoshaToday.com. And for more information, you can visit www.capowebdesign.com. And it was starting to get cloudy here, and now the sun's back out. And apparently, we're going to have rain, I'm saying about 5 o'clock. That's my guess. And if I'm off...
Look what happens, Uncle Scotty. We start the show and the sun comes out.
There is God is shining on us. In the past 24 years, we'd have rain, we'd have snow out here by now. And I guess there you have it, folks, directly from the Kenosha Today Weather Deck here at Barter Manor, the most up-to-date and the most complete weather report on anywhere on the planet. So you can tune in to Kenosha Today for all your weather information, or when severe weather strikes, you're on your own. All right, and Emma, we got, I guess that's going to about, you got anything else?
Just the other thing I got this morning. So if you go to the Kenosha Today Facebook page, there will now be posted on there links to the live stream shows. So you can go there ahead of time and just click on that and you'll go right to our live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, you know what? I get texts and emails. Where do we find you guys? Of course, I can't say that, And the IQ of a Kenosha State listener is 0.08, barely. So we're trying to make it easy and work it out for you. So, what?
No, so I was going to say, like the Kenosha Today Facebook page.
There you go. And that is going to wrap it up for the April 8th edition of the Kenosha Today Wednesday afternoon daily or weekly report. And we want to thank our sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, Union Park Tavern, Kenosha for Open Honest Government, and Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation. And we've been streaming to you live this afternoon from the Barter Manor studio located on the corner of Happy and What Went Wrong. And to all you first responders, all those in the medical field, and those who are truly making a difference during this time of crisis, we sincerely thank you for your efforts and sacrifices, and we all owe you a huge debt of gratitude. And so for Elmo and myself, until we meet next time,
bye-bye,
thank
bye-bye.
you for the privilege of your time. I'm Scotty Barter, and have a very safe and pleasant afternoon. Oh, Jesus.
Watch your mics are still on. You got to.
Piano's up over 650 now.
Written by our piano player, Mr. Elmo Yosei.